You have seen the VS Code. Now I want to show you how is the compilation of the thing have. So if you look at this here, it says you have written the program. Hello world. Now you can do one thing is compile this file. Then you have a output full file c dot out. Then you can run that executable file. So what they are explaining, let's look at this thing. So that they're telling this first line of code hashtag include stdoh tells the compiler to include information about standard input output library. This line appears at the beginning of many C source files. Okay, basically it tells the compiler there is a header file about the standard input output library. So can also here see here they explained it include information about standard library file about the definition function named main that receives no argument values. You don't worry about these things right now. You can uh, just get familiar with it. It's about getting familiar first. So the function called main called the function of print f. Its purpose is to print output. In the case of string, you need to mention double quotation. Okay, and what is this slash n? I can just go to vim and say p, and then let me have this slash n. So slash n, insert, insert, and slash n. So if we just save our file and then run it again, you can see the after the printing, the it's going to the next line, control flow. You can say control flow or any other word you find, you can find it. So next, let's move down. Now let's play with this code. So first thing you can do is just go and type this code. I will just show you what was that thing. Just go and type this code. This will help you to understand the syntax. So I can do that for you. Like just go to any online compiler, online C compiler. If you're worrying about what is compiler, let me show you. Compiler, compiler in computer system transfer computer code written in one programming language to into another programming language. That basically means from low level from high level language to low level language. So you can see here compiler translates computer program for written in one programming language to another language, high level programming to low level language. Okay, as a machine can understand. Like you are writing int and min, this thing machine won't understand. What it will understand, the compiler will convert it to. So now let's play it with it. If it, I think so, I should go with VS Code itself because it looks good. So let's try to print some other statements. I can say internet, and then I can so is let me use printf. It's not C, it's not Python. Then I can say internet dev, and then let's just open our terminal in the VS Code itself. Okay, so to run it, you can use other extension for running, but to get good, you need to know this commands. Try to see where this program I can run this by saying like I do have the old commands. I don't have. Okay, correct. GCC. You also see this time. GCC dash O. Then you can say POR. Then R POR. Why it is not working? Okay, PORG1 PORG. Basically, first is the object file, then the .c file name, and this one is decided by you. This is already there, and it's saying you're missing semicolons. This thing is a very big thing, and C statements should end with semicolons. So if I'm wrong, you can always comment it about that. See, here we have a new file, PORG1. So you can just open it. So open it, you just don't have to do anything. Just have to run that executable. PORG1 tab, and then we have hello world, then we have internet, then dev. So this is working. So you just go and type this and run it. You can do it in any online compiler, or just trying to show it. Let's do it for the first time, not second time, because after that you definitely need to learn all this thing. So you already have a printf hello world. Just insert internet internet, and then after it printf dev, or anything you can like you can play with it. Just have to do one thing. Any string you want to print, just write printf, and within the quotation you can say like hi, hello, or whatever. So just click on the run. It's easier for here. So you can see this is coming on one line. Just you can use this backslash n new line character. I will tell you about this thing. Don't worry. This all this thing coming ahead. Now let's run it, and we all have them one line by line by line. So okay, now let's move to the where we were. So let's just give this. I also like the Vim. So let's just cut it. I don't want to. I edited it and saying it for updated. How can I quit without saving? Okay, now if we check, it's okay. You can see it's updated here also. So for now, just get this outside of here. Okay. So they are also saying here, yeah, like what this backslash n does mean. It's an escape sequence. It basically means a new line character. Then slash T for tab, slash P for backspace, double quotation, backlash itself, backslash itself. So first, you can see also they're saying exercise one, run the hello world program. It basically helps you to get familiar with it. So we will now move to variables and arithmetic expression. Before that, let me show you the Raylib thing, because we are here for Raylib also. So use Raylib. There you can click on wiki and you can give multiple options. If you're working with Windows, you can go and check about build one example using GCC plus Node plus plus, and you can also look for premix like game premix simple solution to get started. Okay, so for me it's Linux, so don't worry. You can also figure out, you can also find on the internet different videos how to set up Windows. For me, I can just click on this setup, simple setup using premix. So here is so here is the thing. First I need to clone this path. I think so this one. Okay, so for cloning I will clone it here. I can say let me see the directory here. I can do cd ls, sorry, what the heck, clear cd desktop, then only once, then it enter, then ls. Okay, now no problem. Ls, then we have this book and this into, can get into one ls. You can also learn these commands. This commands are Linux command. It is very basic. So let's now create the Raylib. So to do that, we can so get clone and copy this thing. Okay, you can either download this file or download a game file. Right. copy it, control C. Now you can go to terminal, control C V. Remove this M. It's just a copying error. Run. Just cloning the game remake repository. You can also download a zip file and do that thing, but this is okay. Now if you see what do we have here, we have a game remake file. We can also rename it. We saw that thing in the VS Code. Game remake. Then I can get started and launch. Don't worry about it. Well, let's close this one. Okay, so you can see with this thing you can, it basically works with C. You can already see. Let me, for your enthusiasm and motivation, let me run it. How can I run it? Let me go to the GitHub page where I was. Need to copy this command for Linux users. Then also there is a solution for Windows also. You can always find on the internet. If not, leave a comment. And then we can just paste. Oh no, what I'm doing here. So the Visual Studio Code, and you can just say this thing to run. To generate some make files for Linux, and then after that we can run. It's basically the same GCC thing. After it, I mean not right now. So it's downloading Raylib, and now we can one do thing in the make command. Sorry, I think so. Control make command. And now it will create compile. So wait. These errors are just, you can ignore. These are warnings. Okay, we are good to go. Now I can show you. You can see I have a window. You can, using Raylib, you can use graphical applications in games, and this will help you to learn C if you visualize simultaneously. So you can see it's working. So let's do one thing, close this for now, and let's focus where we were. So we were in the study process. So open my terminal. Let's just get one directory back, and we have program1.c. Now we'll not make mistake. We'll say vim variables dot c. Okay. Now I can write commands. So there is a given program where Celsius to Fahrenheit thing. You can always look into it. There are different things. Let's just get into what they have to say about variables. Okay. So name, size of objects, machine depends. So if it's not, it's here, but I'd like to make it easier for you, not difficult. Variables. Okay. So variables in programming, more of a better thing. Programming. Okay. Variable programming is a named structure location that holds a value. Basically, a named named storage location that holds a value or data. Basically, it's a name for stored location where data is stored. Let me show you some example. I can write this code. Okay, let's start. So first what we need is this include stdio.h. Then we can say we need the, okay, So first need int main, then we can use curly brackets. Curly bracket shows the scope of this main function. Then you need to return something, run 0. You can return depending upon how do you use what the purpose of your program. So they have declared a variable called int FAHR. That's basically for Fahrenheit, and this int Celsius. Yes. Okay. So to declare a variable, you must declare it before using it. One thing is clear. So first, let me use comments. To you use comments here, you can just let me remember the thing. Okay, now okay. So for comments, you can use multi-line comments also. These things use multi-line comments. So let me show you. They have mentioned it. How do you write comments? So this thing is first this, then this, then this, then this. This basically means anything inside it, it will not be treated as a part of code. You can just comment. A comment is basically to readability of code, to improve the readability of code. So this line shows a variable declaration, variable declaration where type where where type is int. Okay, so let me study here. They are definitely showing in C all variable must be declared before they are used, usually at the beginning of the function. A declaration announces the properties of variable. It consists of type name and list of variables. A type. So if every variable have a type, and like for this Fahrenheit we have int, and this is Celsius for also int. This comma decimal means the type of Celsius is int, and for Fahrenheit int. What it basically means, let me explain you. So there is some memory, and where there is we need to store Fahrenheit values. Like you want to store some values, and they have, suppose we have 60 value. Now what how can we name this storage location? It says this FHR, this location named as Fahrenheit, and this type will be int. This basically means there's a value stored 60 somewhere in the storage. It has name of var, type is int. Yeah, you can again uh, read, understand. There is something in the storage with the value of 100, then Celsius, Celsius, and Celsius. Okay, whatever. Celsius type int basically means there's a 100 stored in somewhere in the storage, and it is named as Celsius, and its type is int. So now let me show you some good thing. Like let me just remove this thing. Okay, okay, let it there. No worries. It's comment. So you can have like int speed. You can say the games we have speed, like a speed, int speed. You can say speed of a car, speed of a vehicle, speed of a person, speed of a player. So you can say speed in the integer. What is the integer values? These integer values like this: 300, 200, 180, 180. You know about integers. I don't have to make you remember that thing. So you can see I'm not writing code right now. Like this is okay. Now if you want to declare with a value, you can just say int speed is equals to 300. This is very clear. What is on the right side or this side where I'm just highlighting this one. So that will be stored in the location named as speed with accepting a int value. So like for a player, let me show you. Suppose there's a x speed of it's 330 and int speed y is equals to 40. So you can understand a player has a x speed and a y speed, and these values are 13, 40, and they're gonna only be integer. But let's now look into other data types. So okay, let's uh, as a purpose of this program of Fahrenheit, I will remove this speed x and speed y. Okay, so after that they have int lower, and then comma upper, then they have step, and after that they declare the value lower equals to. There are multiple ways to go with a variable, like you can initialize with it a value on the same line where you're defining or declaring it. A declaration begin of the function. Declaration announces the properties of variable, consists type and list of variables. It's a declaration basically. So if you look, we have lower equals to 0, and it should end with a semicolon. I will suggest you to type, even if you don't understand a lot about it, but will be familiar with, get familiar with it. Then 20, then okay, then it's saying Fahrenheit HR is equals to lower. I will write this program, but don't worry about what is happening. Like we have while and what this condition thing FAHR greater than equals to upper. Just I'm showing what are the different things in the here. We're getting you familiar. Don't get bombarded with thoughts. Cell C, yes. Then we have pi into this formula FAHR minus 32. Then we divide it by 9. And then we end it with semicolons. Then we printf, and we have to print the Fahrenheit and Celsius. Okay, so you have seen printing the strings now, but what about want to print some values, like values stored in the variables? So there's a way. So if you want to go with, let me write it. If you want to print Fahrenheit value, Celsius value, Celsius. Okay. So suppose you want to say here is Fahrenheit FAHR, okay, HR and Celsius. So how do you place this value to occur here? You can just do one thing. I just write this percentage D and then percentage D or module operator, whatever. So don't worry about what is going on. Then after this, what we'll basically do is this thing. Let me show you what I'll do. The comments. Basically say here is FAHR and whatever number that is, like 30. Then say and then you say and Celsius, whatever. I'm not calculating this something. So this will be printed, and you understand, like the values of variable will be put there wherever there is that thing. What you call is, I think so, placeholders. I can show you later on as we move through below. So they are mentioned here. Okay, let me get it easier for you. So this is this I know this, the D defines for int. We just want to go with int. There's because Fahrenheit is Celsius are a type of int, I have to go with percentage D and percentage D wherever we want to put it. So let's just run this because that will be helpful. That's, I think, the insert command. Can last line is that FAHR is equals to FAHR plus step, and then close this. I think the program is done. I need to, okay, done. Then we can just say SQL and let's run this program in GCC. Okay. Oh, then variable. So go to var, no matters. Var. Object name can be anything, depends upon you. But the file name definitely depends upon you. File. Then it's saying we missed the semicolon. It's a very common error when you're going through C. So I missed in this line. Let's just insert it here. Okay, and save, and we can run. And it says I have done spelling errors. So you see, it's not simple. You can always make a lot of mistakes. But it's programming about how you debug it. Cell CS. I think so. It's ESIUUS. Then what's the problem? Cell SIUUS. And here is also same. Where did I miss something? Oh, my mistake. I didn't check the error line number. Line number 17. Line number 17. I think so. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's no variable declared. Oh, slash yes. It's cells yes. Okay, insert. I just move L here. See, names should be also same. Then we can WQ, enter, run the command, and this done. What this basically does is you created a file, mostly a executable file. If I'm wrong, I can just verify that thing. So I can write C life cycle, C program life cycle, program life cycle. So flow of C program, I can go to any website, doesn't matter. Let's just cut this out. Okay, a C program is there. The all preprocessors are just included. Then expanded source code, compiler, assembly code, assembler, object code, then executable. Main two things you just need. So is C program, then object code, executable code, then done. So let me show you some other websites. Sorry, go to this website. So the diagram. Okay, first so C code. What they mean by pre-processing or all the thing? Let me show you. Is this C code and the pre-processing basically? Let me show this one. You see this include h2.h. These are pre-processors. There is compiler. There is an assembler. This generates object code. Then all linking files are done. Then lastly you have executable file. Then done. Then you have all work is done. Here, so there's also shown this diagram. You can also check on internet. Basically, I say object code, executable file, that's thing. C program, then object code, then executable file. You remember this thing, you will understand the code whenever writing the code. So we can also look more information. It's just your preference. So WQ, and if we check, you can see we have the var executable file. How do you run it? Just go and run it. That's a V, I think so, capital V. And you can see there are multiple lines here. Var 0, 17, 20. Did I miss something? While loop. Okay, I missed the back new line character. Basically, let's just insert it. Not a big deal. Insert. Okay, and backslash n, backslash en. So WQ to save. Then we can run this command again. An object file created. Then run this command. You can see we did have the same thing here, like for 0 minus 17. Here is Fahrenheit. 0 minus 17, 20 minus 60. Am I right? Okay. First one is Fahrenheit, then one is Celsius. So you can see we are able to run. So you will be mesmerized what is this happening if it was first time. So let me explain you something. Don't worry about a lot of things, just worry about variables. Variables, let me show. These are values stored in somewhere in storage, which are named according to you, and they have a data type as needed. Like for the here, 60 is stored somewhere storage, named as Fahrenheit, data type int. And you can also look where it's stored. There's also concept of pointers and all that thing we can get into later. So let me show you other data types. There's no just not only int data type. In real world, there exists a data type of different types. So they have mentioned it here. C provides several other basic data types besides int and float. Okay, float. What is float? Float basically means a decimal point values, decimal numbers. That basically like 3.223 something, 3.22 something. Numbers like decimal point numbers. These are floats. So if you're thinking only positive values in integer, may show you if you're confused about that thing. Go to previous old. We can. Okay. Let me just go and declare some variables here. Int I equals to minus 212. Just print this thing. Printf can say uh, I want to print I. Then how do I print? How does I want to print it? Just say I is equals to, and then show the value maybe just inside I. Just we can just save it, and then look for that old command of gcc. Okay, okay, this one. Then after we can just ls and program one. So program one, and you can see internet dev I equals to minus 12. So integers, there are negative integers, positive integers, the same way as there was the positive negative decimal values. So let me show you before you get confused. So for float, let me take, you can take any name. It's not like I've taken I. You can just take your name. If your name is Max, most probably not, but can be. Just take it as a, I'm taking int equal to max, but you can take anything. Just like something, and then you can print the value stored in the max. You can just anything. Max is like maximum, minimum values also can minimum, and maximum values, and any gibberish thing also. Like let me print it for you, and I equals to this thing, and dev f. You should take a proper name because you see it will get difficult for you to write the code further. So D, then you can say what's there. Dev u s h f u gibberish. So wq save and run this command, and we run this executable file. You can see so both the thing are working. You can take any name, it doesn't matter. It depends upon you. There are some principles for how do we name it, so we will see it as we move further. So let me show you the floats. Okay, I'll just remove this one for now. Okay, I can just insert, delete this all. Okay, for float, so this float to, like suppose a float value, I can say speeds and also float values. The speed, one speed is 96.32, and this basically means there is a value 96.32 in the storage, and you name that storage as speed, and this data type will be definitely a float. Okay, my speed, my bad, float. Am I doing any mistake? No. So I can just print it. Okay, now this time printing will not be percentage %d. It will be depending upon what is value.